Welcome back to the channel, Farm with Nick. Thank you so much for stopping in here, and right now I am on the mod map, Memphis, New York. So I am here on the starting farm, and I'll kind of jump into the build mode. So this map came out a little bit ago, maybe I want to say a couple months, and I really liked how it had a lot of trees, and my plan for the starting farm here is to show you what I built, and I made a whole maple syrup farm. So I'm really excited to show you this today, and the property I'm going to build it on is this field surrounding our starting house here. So I built it back here, and then it kind of loops around. I kept our starting house, as you'll see here in a little bit, and I purchased this area right behind and across from the house. So that way I added some more fields, and then I included this barn here as well. But I really liked this starting red barn. Thought that was really cool, and too bad it wasn't like just a separate mod, but nevertheless. So I'll show you. Here's the beginning again of our maple syrup build, and I'll take it from this aerial view into this view of our maple syrup farm. So as you can see, straight ahead, we have our maple syrup operation, which I'll go over. I left this White House here. I didn't change any of that. And I left our big red barn there. I thought that was really neat. And as you can see, just in the surrounding areas, there's a lot more trees. Now, one disclaimer, if you are trying to make a maple syrup farm, which I honestly have yet to see a full operation farm on YouTube, and correct me if I'm wrong, there's probably something out there, but I just could not find anything. There is the maple syrup mod, which is, has its own workings and stuff. Which I hope there's like another type of syrup mod for FS25, but for this in particular, you notice on this Memphis, New York map, there are a lot of trees. With that being said, if you're on console trying to build a maple syrup farm, there's the mod script that added more trees, and I remember I had to put that on, and I'm on PC for this build. But I had to put that script on there, and without that I wouldn't have been able to put these extra trees on. So I'm just letting you know that it might not be possible, because I believe, don't quote me, but I believe that tree mod, the extra trees, was only for PC. So that's one unfortunate thing. So let's get into the tour and show you the maple farm. So like I said, I've never actually seen someone do a maple syrup farm. Now, maple syrup kind of runs in our own family here, so I know I'll probably have some family watching this farm tour, and take it easy on me. Don't punish me for the build, but it's just what I could do on Farming Simulator. And I hope you like it though, so I'm really excited to show you this. You can see I kept the starting house. One thing that the mod maker did, you could see they kind of combined like some of the garages and houses here, so the roof lines don't match up perfect, but you couldn't delete them either, so I left it. I kind of switched around some of the trees so you can kind of see the house a little better. I like that. And then I changed the driveway from that black asphalt look to this kind of lighter kind of concrete, and then I left that other kind of look here for our landscaping. I think that looks really nice. So there's that. And then, like I said, I left that red barn, which I really liked. And you can see I kind of textured the driveway and everything there. And then I added our syrup operation over here with our sugar bush. And I have some other barns in the back. So let me kind of drive around first and give you a tour, and then I'll do a flyover and stuff as well. So as you come up to the farm, here is our main kind of like, you know, store, gift shop kind of vine, and kind of decorated on the outside. And then on the inside here, this is the syrup sell point, and that's the mod that I'll show you in a sec, but that's the one that you have to get for FS22 to do syrup. There's no other way around it. So then here's some ice cream. If you're kind of hungry for that, have another little stand here, and have some boxes, some barrels, some other little miscellaneous things, some picnic tables to eat your ice cream at. Those look good. And then a little arcade game here, and then you're back out in the front here. So we have some parking. We have some of our delivery trucks here. And then we kind of go this way to the side and have just some miscellaneous things, some wood, a little silo, a little fuel tank. And then coming in here, this is our main area of operation for actually processing our sap. And you can see I just kind of decorated it best what I could do. And here's some tanks that we'd have sap sitting in, another fuel tank. Now here is my so-called evaporator. So be nice to me on that. I just used obviously some fuel tanks and put them together. And here's my little filter press I have here, and then some propane and some little carts, and then that stack I put it up there so that way kind of looks like we have a stack coming out of the shed. So that's our sugar bush. Let me get in our side-by-side here. And I'm going to drive around now. So we have a four-wheeler right there. More parking in the back here of our store. And then we have another side-by-side with a water tank. Now, if you've ever used the syrup mod, you'll know all you need is water to produce syrup. Which, I mean, I'm not going to complain about it. At least we have a syrup mod, which I'm grateful for. But I know that's not completely realistic, that you just add water and you get syrup at any time of the year. But that's just how it is. And then I have our farm truck over here, and I have a trailer, and that would be used for collecting our syrup boxes. So I'll drive up here, and here's the first syrup mod, and this is our water that it holds. You can see I just put on the cheat mod here that gives you infinite water almost. And then we have a tractor here with a loader, and I just put pallet forks on it that would be used for moving around some of our boxes and bales of syrup or unfinished, sap bales, that kind of thing. And then we have some crates here, little water, and then I put these up here behind our sugar bush. That would be for collecting our sap. Then we have just a big old fuel tank, some debris over here. All right, let's hop back in. So I'll take you around. And this is behind our house now. So we have some firewood, nice little place set back there. And then I have these trails made, and they go all the way around through the woods. Now, if you notice, I added extra maple trees because the mod, here's another maple syrup mod. You can see the little maple buckets like on the trees themselves, which it looks really cool. But the maple syrup mod is a literal square. Now, to kind of soften that in the build so it's not like, oh, here's a square and here's another square, I put extra trees, maple trees at that, around the property. The next thing you might notice is this weird fencing. You're like, well, why is it in there? Well, for the operation, I wanted to kind of make it look like these were our tubing. If you've ever been to a maple syrup farm, some of them are on vacuum, and they have lines that go up to the trees and not just buckets. Like around me, I have people that collect sap, but they use buckets or the bags, if you've ever seen that. But larger operations will use the vacuum line. So that was my way of simulating the tubing and the vacuum lines. So I know it's not the best, but it's like I think this is a cattle poly fence mod, if I want to say what it is. But I used it as a way to show that you could put tubing and run them through your maple trees. So I think it turned out really cool, and from a distance it looks pretty good. I'm really happy with it. And then over here, that's our original syrup barn, and that's still here on the property, so we left that out there. And then going down here, here's where you collect the other sap to take it up and out. And then there's that backfield, and you can see that low spot in the distance. That's the original backfield on the beginning. So then we'll drive up our trail, and then we're going to go to the left now. And we have another large pole barn. We have some other equipment just sitting there. And then in our other barn here, you can see I have big racks and pallets and boxes to store stuff on those racks. You'll notice I have a large truck here, and that's for getting that sap from across the street if I want to get more at once. And then you'll also notice, you're like, wait, I thought this was a maple syrup farm. Well, in the spare time, I kind of thought, well, maybe this is also a logger that also does logging / firewood in their spare time. So I have some forestry equipment as well. And then kind of going ahead here, I'll come back to that barn over there. You can see I also have a firewood processor. So that's pretty cool. You can kind of hear it run in the background. And then I have my dump trailer up to it. You can see a load of firewood is sitting right there on the pallet. And then we have our firewood. It's kind of loud there. We have our firewood right there. And we have some logs there. I have my truck hooked up to that dump trailer, which I think it looks really cool. It's pretty sharp there. And then we have another maple forest mod to the right, and then another one down to the left. And then I'll drive around our trail, and I'm going to go up and across the road now, and you can see across the road we have another maple mod. Try to stay on the trail as much, and you can see I put that tubing that's all kind of connected in here, kind of simulating that would be all sent to the main barn there. And then we have another maple syrup mod right there. And then here is that old barn from the original homestead, and I left that there. I just think it looks pretty cool. And I like how the mod map maker put a barn, and then that wire is like just kind of just going through it. Thought that looked neat. So a lot of trees here on this farm. I'll kind of drive up. Here's our original red barn. Kept that. And you can see you have a tractor down there, sitting in there. And then, like I showed you in the beginning, here is, sorry, in the way there. Here is our original red barn. I thought it looked really cool, and I didn't want to take it away, so just using it as storage. You can see I kind of textured. I really like this kind of decoration mod, and it kind of makes the road kind of look more worn. So I kind of did that, and I have John Deere Model A in here. Have another piece of equipment for kind of taking logs and kind of using it as a grapple, and then another tractor in here just for extra storage. And now let me go across the road. So this is just to the right of our house. And then here is another barn. And to the right of me is our firewood cell point. And then right on that pad, on that tarp, that's our cell point actually. And then there's like just a little path here around for some more storage. And then we'll drive into the barn here. So we have a whole like workshop in here. I think that looked really cool, so I put that in. That's one of the rental ones that actually gives you money. However, I just liked how it looked because maybe that's where we kind of do some of the processing and unboxing up of materials. And then we have a John Deere with a bucket right there, and then we have a mower in the back. I have another piece of equipment for digging with the backhoe there, and then I have a Massey Ferguson tractor right there with a wood chipper on it, as if we're doing some logging, we're gonna have some brush. So it's just the 2135 Massey, and I did the yellow color for it to kind of match our chipper. And then I'll kind of loop back around to the main part here. And let me do a flyover now, just to kind of give you the view again, but from just overhead. There we go. All right. So here is the overview again. So here's our starting house, which was there, our red barn, and then we kept that white one right there. Felt no need to move it. And then here's our first barn here / store. Here's our sugar bush, processing, all of our sap. And then here's our first maple syrup square mod. And you can see the other one. And now that I'm up in the air, hopefully you notice it more. You go, oh yeah, there it is. There's the mod. You can see it a lot clearer. However, I tried to soften it with putting, some extra pines, hickory. These are oaks. Oh wait, I thought they were oaks. No, these are all maple here. But I put some extra ones in there just to kind of soften it. And then we have 2 more over here. So there's 4 maple sap operations. And then we have our extra barns, another drive-through barn, which I really like. And then across the road by our red barn, we have another 2. So we have 6 on this farm. Now, would that be enough to make a living? Maybe. I don't know. I'm actually kind of tempted before FS25 comes out. I'm actually tempted to play on this a little bit and actually see how much syrup could we get out of the 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5, 6. How much syrup could we profit off of this? Could we make a living off of it? Obviously syrup is seasonal. That's why I added the firewood and doing some of the logging. But yeah, that would be an interesting thing, and it'd be really cool to have some type of syrup mod for FS25 for sure. So let me go through, let me click on the different buildings. So like this, that comes with it. I can't click on that, can't click on any of these. But let me show you the different buildings here. So you can pause it and you can make your own syrup farm if you like. So this is the large enclosed shed. That was my store. I just liked it because I had the overhang, so I think that worked nice. This is just the modern barn that I used for my processing. And let's go back here. And this is the hydraulic power lift shed. And it's got 2 big bay doors here. It's also got a third one over here. Zoom in. It's got a third one right here. I know that I closed it off, but I could always sell this decoration and open that up. And then our next barn is just the drive-through shed. And you can see I left all the paint textures the same. And then our maple syrup mods is just called the Maple Syrup Farm. And like I said in the beginning, I did have to, on PC, for this Memphis, New York map in particular, I had to add the extra tree mod. That way I could get these extra farms on. So they're all just called Maple Syrup Farm. Nothing fancy there. And then, like, some of these are the outdoor space rental. This is just the car park. That way I could get some vehicles here, make it look like there are people here at my shop. And let's see, like some of these other ones, yeah, it's a liquid fertilizer tank, large fuel tank, medium petroleum tank, Karma 16. So those are more or less standard, firewood 1. But I'm just trying to show you. Then I used this, I talked about it. It's the automatic water. And this does work for the syrup mod too. So you could use that. I'm pretty sure I used it on a couple. And then ones like this one out here, I did not use it. So I would have to bring out the water and then take it out there to these other ones. And then let's zoom in here. This was the firewood storage area, outdoor space rental. And then this was a firewood processor. I'm pretty sure that's PC only. And I like that dump trailer. I thought that was really cool with our Silverado 1500 there. And this is all the same. This is all the same. And then our red barn. So yeah, there it is. I think that's about it. I know I missed our little John Deere riding mower. But yeah, that's about it. Once again, thanks so much for kind of tuning in. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and kind of tag along to the channel as I kind of transition into FS25, follow along. I have a lot of other farm tours and builds and a lot of other Let's Plays on other maps that I've been working on. But I really wanted to have you kind of join in and show you my maple syrup farm. So I'm really excited that you guys could kind of jump onto this video today and kind of take a tour around everything. I'm really pleased with this. I know some people are saying, well, you know, why aren't you doing a build and making it with us? The answer is, I don't know how many hours I actually spent making this farm and trying to make it, honestly, even with under an hour, I don't know if it's even possible. I mean, I spent a lot of hours, and, you know, that's not hours straight. That's on and off here and there. But yeah, probably too many to count. So, yeah, it just turned out to be another farm tour, which honestly is just easier for me to do all that off camera and then just show you the final result. And I am really happy with that final result. So thank you so much for watching and tagging along, and hope you enjoyed this maple farm tour. So thank you once again, and have a good one. Take care.